Okay, let's give everyone some time to hop on. You want to squeeze in?
Hi.
I am here with my special guest today, and we are going to get to that in just a moment. But let's give people time to get on. So if you look up here, when you see a little number pop on, well, let's see if I can get you more in the camera here. Hi, Lisa. You know Lisa. You met her when we were in San Diego. Thanks for joining us, Lisa. Look, Lisa says, hi, Lily, and she gave you a heart. Is that sweet or what? I am so excited to be here with my very adorable guest. And we have a special Facebook Live for you today. We are going to be talking about how to make your family and your personal and professional dreams a priority in your life so that it's a win-win for everyone. Hi, Sandra. So this is for the busy parent, the guilty parent, the entrepreneur, the stay-at-home mom, whoever out there feels like you're really struggling to balance it all. This is for you. Hi, Jim. Hola. Say hi, Lily.
Hi.
Everyone is saying hi. So before we begin, Lily told me that she likes to see a lot of hearts. So do you want to ask them to send you some hearts?
Can you send me lots of hearts, please?
And you'll have to speak up, okay? Because we don't have the microphone on. So while we're talking, if you can click a lot of hearts, that will make Lily so happy. Look, there they go. There they go.
Thank you.
That is so fun. So I am going to talk a little bit, and then I'm going to ask my guests some questions. And if you have any questions, Facebook viewers, please post them in the comments, and I will look down and do my best to answer, okay? So this month, the month of May, for me, in all of my communications with my audience, I'm really talking about this idea of living your ideal life, right? So your ideal life could look very different than my ideal life. My ideal life includes me having the lifestyle that I have, where I'm an entrepreneur, I work from home, I travel, I make my own hours, I get to spend time with my family. You know, we really have kind of constructed, my husband and I, the lifestyle that really fits for us. So this month I'm talking about all the different ways that you can create your ideal life, and also piggybacking off of my current interview series, Manifest your new money mindset. Your new money mindset. I'm also bringing into this topic different ways in which you can create abundance in your life. And so today we're talking about how can you have more abundance in your family life. Look, there's the hearts, Lily. How can you have more abundance in your family life? So I'd like to hear from you guys. Who here has a family or is trying to struggle? I know some of you who are on right now. Sandra, you have an older son. Jim and Lisa, I know you don't have kids right now. I can't see who else is on. So just pop in. If you are someone, even if you're watching the replay, write in the comments. Tell me what your family situation is like and what you're struggling with most. Okay, so if you haven't figured out how to have both your family as your focus and success in other areas of life, like your business, your health, your hobbies, this Facebook Live is for you. So I'm Jessica Perez-Beebe. I'm a success coach. What does that mean? It means I get people results. I work with very driven, ambitious women and men to help them get really laser focused and dialed into the result that they want to create in their life, and we do that in 12 months or less. So I speak to lots of parents, moms especially, who either work so much that they're just burned out at the end of the day and they don't have time for their kids, their spouses, right? So there's burnout there, there's guilt there, or people who've put their families first for so long that they haven't made time to pursue their own passions, their own hobbies, their own goals. And both of those scenarios are really pretty painful because it doesn't have to be that way. And so today I'm going to share with you what's worked for me in my busy life as an entrepreneur, running a new business from home, as a wife, as a mom, which also includes homeschooling my daughter, also being a fitness fanatic and being at the gym 5 times a week, training for different fitness challenges, traveling for work, all of that, right? How do I balance it and also make my family a priority? So, full transparency here. I'm going to be completely open and vulnerable with you all. I really used to suck at this. I mean, this is probably, oops, that's not too great of a word, but that's okay. I'm supposed to say Mickey Mouse. I really was Mickey Mouse at this. I was not good at this. So this is something I really had to work on. So I have been self-employed for almost 15 years now. And when my husband and I were first married, you know, earlier in our relationship, at that time I had I had a massage business, and then I started a personal training studio that quickly grew into me having a gym and running a really successful fitness center. So at that point in our life, and that's before Lily came along, I worked incessantly. I mean, there was no stopping point for me. Can you guys relate? Or is any of you out there have just made work a priority over everything else? Like the more that you get done, the more, you know, the better you felt about yourself, and there was always something else to do. That's how I worked for a really long time in my life. It's kind of like, you know, it's what made me feel valuable, really. So there were times a lot of times I would work all night long. So, you know, I'd come back from the gym, I'd have dinner with my husband, and then, you know, I would find a way to believe that more stuff needed to be done. So I'd be downstairs in my fitness, in my office, and I'd be working on, you know, I'd be writing emails and blogs and writing programming. Sometimes I would wake up in the middle of the night and do work. I mean, it was constant. It was constant. And as you can imagine, it's not great for a relationship. You know, I'll never forget the day that my husband said to me, like, when are you going to make us a priority the way you're making your business? And that was like, oh, wow. So I've made a lot of changes since then, and thank God, because then Lily came in, and you know, that was even more important, right? To put family first. Now, this is something I will tell you that I still have to make sure that I manage and I stay on top of. I've been doing a really good job of it lately, so I'm very happy to share what is working for me. Okay, so it used to be business and then everything else. Now it's everything equally. Now, that doesn't mean that each one of those things gets the same amount of time from me every day. It could never be like that. But each one of those categories gets quality time and full attention when I'm on it. So I now have a system for balancing it all as much as we can. And I'm going to give you that system and those tips later in this live. But first, let's bring Lily back in. Let's make sure they can see you, Lily. Here, can you sit up a little bit? Okay, so I'm going to ask you some questions. You know this is tricky, you guys. You never know what a kid is going to say. So this is me letting go of some control. So Lily, you have to speak up, okay?
Okay, Dad.
Let us know that you're still with us, guys. Are you still there? Okay, so Lily, tell everyone how old you are.
I'm 8 years old. I just turned 8 on March 6th.
You just turned 8 on March 6th. What's one of your favorite things to do?
One of my favorite things to do is hang out with my mom.
Really? I swear I didn't try to say that. What's something that you really like to do for fun? Tell them something about yourself.
Play hide and seek and mostly play games with my family.
Oh.
Yeah, especially my mom.
Why don't you tell them how much of a great singer you are? This girl
I'm
can
a
sing.
great singer.
So those are some of the things you like to do. Okay, what do you think my job is? What do I do for a
You
living?
help people to like get what they want and be healthier and stuff.
Okay, yep. So what's that big word called? Do I have a boss?
No! You're a controller.
I'm a controller. So what am I? If I'm not an employee, I am what's that big
Boss.
word? Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. Yeah.
Do you want to be an entrepreneur one day? Like work for yourself?
No.
You don't? You want to have a boss? You want to have a job?
Actually, yeah.
You do? Okay.
Hold on, I don't. I want to make lots of friends and run my own business. And we can have like fun times together and stuff.
That's cool. You want to
Make
have your own
friends.
business and make lots of friends. Cool. So let me ask you this before I let you go. I have two more questions to ask you. Do you feel like I work a lot?
Well, now that you don't work past 5, I don't really.
So you don't feel like I work too much, or you do feel like I do?
Not too much.
Not too much. Okay, great. I'm surprised. I thought you were going to say I did work a lot, but that's great. So what are some of your favorite special things that we do together? Like, even though I work a lot, do you feel like I'm still able to make time?
Yes.
Okay, so what are some of the ways I make time?
We draw together. I help you draw sometimes.
She helps me draw, yeah. She's way better than me.
And well, when we play hide and go seek by ourselves and stuff.
Can you say that a little clearer?
And well, while we play hide and go seek.
Hide and go seek?
Hide and go seek.
Hide and go seek. Okay, so like the family things that we do together?
Yeah.
That's cool. Well,
And when we go to the movies.
When we go to the movies? What's a fun mother-daughter trip that we did recently? Like a really big one.
We went to
A super big
Yosemite.
one.
Yosemite.
Oh, Yosemite. Yes, we did that. But what's the big mommy-daughter trip you and I took together?
Disney World! And, but the huge trip was New York. We
That's
took it
right.
on a train.
We took the train in New
And
York
that
City.
was only like at least 2 hours.
So, do you feel like even though mommy works a lot and has my business, and a lot of times during the week, right, we don't have a ton of time together, but all of those things that you just listed, does that make you feel like you still have enough time with me? Awesome. Well, Lily, thank you for being here. I'm going to keep talking, and you can go ahead, and I know you're going to be working on a drawing project. Do you want to say bye?
Bye, folks.
Folks.
Bye-bye.
Okay, you're going to go around this way? Okay, Lily is making her exit. Who's still with me here? Let me see that you're engaged and that you're here. I've got some things I just want to share with you that will support those of you who are looking for some tips. So here's why I used to really suck at balancing family time with all of my other stuff. And when I say all of my other stuff, you guys heard me talk about, I don't just run my business, but, I'm really involved in my fitness. I travel a lot for work, all of those other extracurricular stuff. So the problem I used to have, and even earlier on, even when Lily was in the picture, is that I was trying to do everything on my own with no help. Okay, so trying to do everything on my own, also getting stuck in perfectionism, right? Having a certain way that I thought everything had to look and be done. The other thing I did or didn't do well is that I didn't have control of my calendar. My calendar really controlled me. And what I mean by that is I would just take on whatever was thrown at me. I would just take it on. I would just add it in. I'd find a spot to put someone in, and I'd just hustle, right? And, whatever was a real priority and was actually really bringing the most results in my life and in my business, perhaps the most money, I wasn't really honed in on because I had so much stuff going on, right? So I didn't really step back and see what was really working well and what wasn't. Okay, so here are my tips for what I have done that has really helped me to have balance and help. My family is so much happier since I've been doing these things. So my relationship with my husband, which has always been great, but now is just so much more so. The time that I have with my daughter and my stepson Dylan when he's with us, I mean, it's just of a higher caliber. There's more connection. There's more quality time. So here's how I did it. I got help. Okay, so my number one tip is to outsource as much as you can. And I'm talking about everything. Think about your household. You know, how much time are you spending on housework, cooking, cleaning, doing laundry, going grocery shopping? These are all things that you potentially can outsource. You can hire other people to do. You can, if you have older kids, you can really enlist them, enroll them in taking over some of those responsibilities, even things like yard work. So one of the things that I tell my entrepreneur clients who are like, oh my God, I don't have time for anything, is if it doesn't make you money or connections, right? So if it doesn't make you money or connections meaning connections with people, then outsource it. Because those things suck up your time. There's only so many hours in a day, right? And that type of busy work is really a distraction from what you really need to be doing. And so the more things you can get off of your plate, the more you can focus on what is really producing results in your life, in your business, in your health, and with your family. So number one is outsource as much as you can. Okay. Number two is set a schedule and stick to a schedule. This took me a long time. I had a schedule, but I would let all kinds of other things pop into my schedule, or I would, move things around constantly, and, things that didn't actually need to be moved around. I learned how to say no. So let's put it that way. Set a schedule and stick to it as much as you can. You have to have a quitting time, especially if you work from home, but even if you don't work from home. Stop bringing work home. I know you think that you need to, but you don't. I have a rule where I have one, and I set it the night before. I determine what is my one most important thing to get done tomorrow and why. And I write that in my journal, and that's what I commit to doing first thing in the morning most of the time, so that it's done. And then anything else is kind of just bonus, right? Because if your list is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like mine used to do, you're going to get overwhelmed. You're going to end up leaving things, you're going to have things that you don't get to cross off the list, which makes you go to bed feeling like you didn't get everything done. That's another stress and source of guilt that you don't need. And if you narrow it down to one thing, that forces you to focus on what's a real priority. A lot of times we convince ourselves that all these other things are a priority. So whatever I can't complete in one day, I just ask the universe to handle it for me. If it's still there the next day, I'll have the energy, the clarity, and the time to attend to it then. So I now never work past 5, except on Wednesdays now that I'm trying this new Facebook Live time. But most of the time I'm done at 4:30. And that is a commitment I made to my daughter. So 5 p.m. quitting time for me. There's occasional exceptions, like last Monday, I took the whole day off and we took our family to Yosemite. And I had to make up for a little bit of that when I came back and worked a little bit past 5 on Tuesday, but that's a rare exception. Okay, so number 1 is outsource, meaning get help. Stop doing things that you don't need to do. Number 2, set a schedule, stick to it. Number 3, schedule the important family time. So I schedule date nights with my husband. We have a running date night every Thursday outside of the house. outside of the house. We got to get dressed up. We've got to go somewhere. It's just he and I looking across the table most of the times from each other and connecting. So date night, every Saturday is mom-daughter day. Sometimes we go to the movies. This weekend we went and had our nails done. Lily had a full-on nail and pedicure, manicure, pedicure, but it's dedicated quality time. Sunday is family day. So I have 3 days out of the week already scheduled. Thursday is date night, and I get to look forward to that every week with my husband. Saturday is mom-daughter day, and that can be 4 or 5 hours of just us together. Sunday is family day, no exceptions. Family days are, a lot of times we're hanging out in the house and we're playing hide and seek, we're playing games. We might go to the movies together. We're always taking walks together, riding bikes, all that kind of stuff, but it's no work, absolutely zero. And here's the thing. I work a lot during the week. Even though I work at home, and my family is home most of the time, my time with my family is very limited during those work hours. So I like to make this scheduled time with them super concentrated, so that they get all of my attention. And we always sit down to dinner together. No exception. No, it's not one person's eating here, another person's eating there. That quality time together at the end of the night sometimes is really all you need when you're connecting with your kids. Even so, like if you have kids that are at school all day and you're at work all day, if you have that set time sitting at the dinner table, it's like that old-fashioned sitting around the dinner table, right? No phones, no electronics, no TV. It's just you and your family connecting. I mean, for me, that really does it, no matter what's been going on throughout the day. Okay, and so then finally, a few points that I just want to add as icing on the cake is, this is something I had to learn, and it's let go of perfection. There's going to be days where you feel like you worked too much. Let it go. Also, I want to speak to the person out there who feels like, is afraid to put themselves first. Right? Is afraid to take away time from the kids to do something for yourself, maybe start your business, maybe make your fitness a priority, right? So you want to go to the gym 5 days a week, but that would take away time from your family. You want to pursue, some type of hobby or dream or sport or something that really is in your heart, but you feel guilty about taking away time for your kids. That's something else you need to let go of, because you get to be an example. We get to be an example for our children of what it looks like to be committed to your passions, right? We want our children to see that they are free to, have family, have a great relationship, and also have time for themselves, also have commitment to themselves. And so that you get to let go of, right? Don't feel bad that you're doing things for yourself, that you're working on your business, that you're going to the gym, that you're having girls' nights. Again, this is all an example to your children that it's important to make yourself a priority. And then the other point is, and this is a big one, I think what really works well for our family is that we allow everyone their space to pursue their individual goals and dreams. So my husband is in full support of all of my passions and my business ventures and everything that I do, because it comes from my heart. It comes from inside of me. And so he gives me that space, whatever that looks like for me. And the same for him. He has a business as well, but, his passion products are really his sports, so he's a waterman. He likes to be windsurfing and surfing and sailing and all of that kind of stuff. And a lot of things that he does, he moves around so that those are a priority, and we completely support him in that. Same thing for the kids. Lily's got her thing, Dylan's got his thing. And so I think when we can all just respect each other and know that individually we all bring something about ourselves to the family, and then also as a family as a whole, then I think it really just works so much better. So my family gives me the space to have my business, to be busy, and to be pursuing my dreams, and I give them their space to be doing theirs as well. And we come together and celebrate it all. So I hope that something here that I shared today supported you. Oh, I'm just seeing the comments here. Thank you. Thank you. Hi. Oh, Lily says, thank you so much. Lily loved all those hearts. So if you know anyone who has a family, has young kids, is married, is in a relationship, and is really struggling to kind of balance it all, would you please share this video with them so that it could possibly support them? And if you're someone who wants support in prioritizing your goals, building your ideal life in 12 months or less, that is my specialty. I do it one-on-one. I also do it in a group in online group coaching. And so I've got tons of strategies that are proven that can support you. So there is a link right here in the description. Go ahead and click that. I've opened up a couple of spots on my calendar tomorrow and Friday so that you can have an opportunity to talk to me and get some support in your life. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.